The ratio of the change in aggregate output to a change in planned investment spending is called the expenditure multiplier. But why output will change more than the investment made? This question might be bugging you. Why does a change in planned investment spending lead to an even larger change in aggregate output so that the expenditure multiplier is greater than 1? The expenditure multiplier is greater than 1 because an increase in planned investment spending, which raises output, also leads to an additional increase in consumer expenditure, that is, MPC multiply by Y. Didn't got it? Let's first understand intuitively and then mathematically. Suppose if there is increase in investment from Mr. Karthik, he will be requiring a lot of people like Mr. Shashank. Also, he will increase salary of Mr. Shashank. Combined effect will be an increase in income of the economy because of an increase in employment. This will result in increase in consumption also. The increase in consumer expenditure in turn raises aggregate demand and output further, resulting in a multiple change of output from a given change in planned investment spending. Now, let us derive this conclusion algebraically by solving for the unknown value of y in terms of A, MPC and I, resulting in the following equation. Because I is multiplied by the term 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. This equation tells us that $1 change in I leads to $1 divided by 1 minus MPC, change in aggregate output. Thus, 1 divided by 1 minus MPC is the expenditure multiplier. When MPC is equal to 0.5, the change in output for a $1 change in I is $2. That is, 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5. Now, let us see aggregate demand response to changes in autonomous consumer spending. Because A is also multiplied by the term 1 divided by 1 minus MPC in equation, a $1 change in autonomous consumer expenditure, A, also changes aggregate output by $2. That is, 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5, the amount of the expenditure multiplier. Therefore, we see that the expenditure multiplier applies equally well to changes in autonomous consumer expenditure. In fact, above equation can be rewritten as in which A is equal to autonomous spending is equal to A plus I. This rewritten equation tells us that any change in autonomous spending, whether from a change in A, in I, or in both, will lead to a multiplied change in Y. Now, suppose there is a news of bankruptcy of big banks in the economy. Because of that, liquidity in the economic system will get dry and the system will come to a halt. Firms will postpone investment and hence will increase unemployment, which will finally result in fall in disposable income of households and hence in low consumption. If both A and I decreases by $100 billion each, so that A decreases by $200 billion and MPC is 0.5, the expenditure multiplier is 2, that is 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5, and aggregate output Y will fall by 2 into $200 billion is equal to $400 billion. We can see that an economy would continually suffer major output fluctuations because of the volatility of consumer and firm spending. For policymaker, The major worry is about sharp declines in autonomous spending, which would inevitably lead to large declines in output and an equilibrium with high unemployment.